So hey guys, so in last week's video, I was bragging about my seedling snail method and I showed you how I up-potted some rosemary and celery into individual pots. And I also mentioned that I have way too many tomatoes. I think I have over 100 tomatoes, 10 different varieties, 60 some, maybe 70 peppers that I need to get into individual pots. You can see they're getting a little sad here in their seedling snails. So I also asked you guys in my last video, what should I do with all these tomatoes once I get them potted up? And you guys gave me some great suggestions. So today the marathon begins where I am going to try and up pot all these tomatoes, or as many as I can, into solo cups, any kind of reusable 4-inch pots that I can dig up. Hopefully they adjust to the transplant shock and I have some healthy tomato plants to give away, to donate, to sell in a few weeks. It may not all happen today, but I will keep you informed throughout the video how it's going. So make sure you stick around till the end of the video where I will show you how I made out trying to up pot all of these tomatoes from my seedling snails. So if this is your first time joining me on my channel, my name is Tracy and I am a cold climate gardener living on the prairies in Saskatchewan, Canada. I like to share on my channel all the different ways that you can garden and grow food 12 months of the year, no matter what climate you live in. So right now we're probably in the busiest time of year for cold climate gardeners. It is the beginning of May. If you're in growing zones 2 to 5, your last frost date maybe is just passing right now, early May, or maybe you're waiting till the end of May, depending on your temperatures, of course. We're having a very cold spring here in Saskatchewan, so everything is delayed. My onions haven't gone out yet. I'm trying to do peas and carrots and beets this week, and everything's still very cold. So it's kind of holding up, the normal progression of the outdoor season. And it's also taking up a lot of space in my windows because once these tomatoes get into individual solo cups, where are they all going to go? I need space in my windows. My greenhouse perhaps will have to get ready for that. But again, I don't have heat in it. So everything's all kind of iffy as to how this is going to turn out. So I'm going to start off by just taking apart one of the snails, showing you how I'm going to be potting it up so that you know how it's done. And then I will probably turn off the camera and go hard as long as I can today and see where we're at, but I will keep you posted. Okay, so I'm going to start off by unraveling our first snail here that we're going to tackle, and this is a early girl variety, which is a determinant. I planted these on April 7th, so they are exactly, well, pretty much exactly about 30 days or 1 month old. I'm seeing that they're looking a little limp and kind of droopy, so I'm hoping it's just because I didn't water them good, but I have been trying to. But like I say, some of them are looking a little sad, so it could be that we have to wean out the weak and just go with the stronger ones. It looks like they're doing pretty good. If you unravel here, and the soil feels a little dry up top, so that makes it a little harder to roll out. It's a little dry and crumbly. And then, of course, dealing with all the little bit of tanglement here. And get them all safely unraveled. I mean, if I only get 5 or 6 of each variety successfully potted up, that will be fine. Hate to throw away any plants that look like they might have a fighting chance, right? It's very hard. And there are some beautiful looking plants here. I hope you can see this. You can see they're separated pretty good inside here. When I planted them, I tried to make sure that I didn't overseed too much and spread out the seeds. There's a few spots where there was probably 2 seeds dropped in one place. I'm just going to pull those guys out. There's definitely going to be a few going to the compost. Right here we have a little guy that's probably going to come out. And yeah, it's going to be a little bit of tough love here. I'm just going to give it a good spray here so that the soil is nice and moist and doesn't crumble too much. Try to keep it together. So I'm going to start off with just using one of these reusable pots. I think this is like a, I don't know, it's got to be 6 inch. It's very comparable to how high this snail was. And let's just go for this one that looks pretty nice and healthy. As you can see, the roots are nice and long. I'm just going to put them in here, try to bury it a little bit so that there's some of the stem is going to go under the soil. So if you have to pinch off, usually those coddling leaves or a couple extra, so that it's going to be nice and stable in here. So then I just try to hold it in the center like this, and then we'll add, I got some Pro Mix premium potting soil, so it's nice, loose, you know, and it's got some nutrients in it. It's got some perlite in it, so it should be good. So of course I'm not going to make you sit and watch me do this all day, but I just wanted to show you how potting up works from a seedling snail. If you've never done it, let me know. How did you start your tomatoes this year? Did you use the seedling snail method? And how's it been working for you? I think next year, you know, if this turns out well and I end up with a lot of healthy plants, that maybe I do a sale, make a little money to recoup some of my costs, then I might go this road again next year. Or when I do my snails, I will keep doing the snails because I love how they work and I don't have to worry about uppotting little tiny seedlings. I haven't done anything to these in the month that they've been growing from seed other than watering and fertilizing and keeping them under lights. They only took up, you know, about a square foot of space. So that was great. And this is what it's going to look like potted up. I also got some of these that I might use for the bigger plants, the indeterminate ones, just to kind of keep them stable, is just some of these skewers that I got from the dollar store. And just probably should have put them in at the beginning, but just kind of set them up near the stem. And then if these, depending on how fast they grow over the next couple weeks, I can just secure them with a little string or something just to kind of keep them standing. So there is one early girl tomato determinate variety potted up. So I'm going to carry on with the first snail. I'll kind of keep you updated as I go. If there's anything I come across that's worth sharing, I'll try to keep my camera running, but I won't make you watch it from start to finish. So here I go. And I was just going to also just mention a couple things in case people are wondering as far as all the leftover soil in these snails. Once I've taken out the plants and uppotted them, I'm just dumping it into a tub and it'll go out to my garden. I have a kiddie pool where I put all the old soil out of pots and soil that I can reuse. So all of that rooty stuff will just go out there, and then it can be used as filler in different pots or tubs or whatever that I'm filling up, and that works out really well. And as far as my solo cups, I'm just using a drill to put a bunch of holes in the bottom so we have the drainage, and that seems to be working well. Okay guys, so we are at the 2-hour mark since I started. It was right at 10 o'clock this morning that I started setting up, and then I started filming and started potting up. 2 hours. We have 3 snails done and potted up here. So I'm going to go have some lunch with my hubby and tackle it again after lunch. Okay, so lunch break is over and I'm back at it here now, working on black crim. This is one of the tomatoes that I've never grown before, but I was really excited to try because I've heard lots of good things about it. It is a indeterminate variety, so these are always going to be a big, tall growing tomato that's going to need trellising. As you can see, it's really nice and healthy looking here. So I was a bit concerned about how the potted up tomatoes that I already did this morning were looking, because they were drooping very quickly and looking very sad. So while I was having lunch, I made a quick post to my gardening community, Gardeners Growing Together, which is our group that we have on the school platform. I'll leave the link below if you want to join us. I went on there just to call out for help, sent pictures of my tomatoes, what they were looking like after the up potting, just to see, you know, what I should be doing. I put them right into the window, which was very sunny, which was my first mistake, because that's a little bit harsh to do when you are transplanting up, you know, anything. Don't put it in a sunny window. Those rays are really strong right now. So I moved them out of direct sunlight right away, and I'm just going to monitor them over the next couple days. They should bounce back. Tomatoes can be a little bit dramatic when you disturb them, but they also are pretty resilient and they should bounce back. So hopefully, thank you to my community for giving me some quick tips, kind of helping me not feel quite so panicky about, are they all going to die now? Because they were looking pretty sad. So I'll hopefully, before uploading this video, we'll have a couple days for them to acclimate to their up potting, and I won't water them too much, definitely won't be doing any fertilizing, and hopefully be able to bring a fan into the garage here to blow on them lightly, just to help them build up their strength again. So I am just reaching kind of the home stretch here, guys. I am down to just 2 snails here. I got some Prairie Pride determinate tomatoes, and these are San Marzano Romas. They're indeterminate. These ones I planted a week later than the first batch. These were April 15th. So you can see they're quite a bit smaller, but that's okay, because I think they're going to be easier to pot up and not quite as leggy and, you know, hard to keep straight, and hopefully, you know, they'll be easy to do that. And I just wanted to go through a couple things before I wrap up today, because I'm going to show you everything that I've planted up. A few things that I figured out right off the get-go was to not set them in a sunny window right after you up pot them. Real rookie mistake for me, but those ones that were just sitting on the bench here, there was quite a bit of sunshine coming in, and it immediately they just fell right over. So I've got everything out of the direct sunlight in my garage here. I'll just leave them for 24 hours. We'll see how they bounce back. I just wanted to do a shout out to Chris, and she is a member of our gardening community on the school platform, Gardeners Growing Together. I talk about that community all the time on my videos. I got the link in the description box below if you want to join that free gardening community. Anyways, Chris is a local to my area. She's a teacher in Saskatchewan, and she joined my gardening community to get some advice, because she is working with a group of Indigenous students who are incarcerated, and she is bringing in this amazing program where she's going to work with them and they're going to grow a garden starting this month. So she's been trying to gather as much information about gardening and learning herself because she's kind of a newbie at it. And she's picked up a lot of information inside our community, asking questions, taking part in my live sessions. So I was, her and I've been chatting back and forth about what she's going to be trying to grow with her students, and I told her that I would definitely want to be able to give her some of these tomato plants. So some of them will be going to that community program. So overall today I've probably spent a total of 5 hours getting everything up potted here, which I didn't think was too bad. I find this very therapeutic. I enjoyed sitting here. I'm comfortable working in the dirt. So, it hasn't felt like it was a real chore. If I was cooking or baking in the kitchen, I'd be hating it because that's not my thing. But no, this hasn't been too bad. So in a couple days, I will show you how everything is looking. I'm going to actually kind of try to figure out the cost of all of this. I'll get a very rough estimate of materials and time to see how much time I put into it and let you know what that works out to. And hopefully those little seedlings that went through a little rough spell this morning will bounce back and be looking good in a couple days. So, okay, guys, here we are 3 days later. Here are all of my tomatoes all potted up, and I am really happy with the results. There was a few fatalities. I think maybe 3 or 4 of them are looking like they're not going to bounce back, but that's okay. I counted all of these. I had 102 tomato plants once I was all done. I did a little quick calculation figuring out, my costs for materials. I put about 6-7 hours in total from planting time to now. Figured I'm worth about $20 an hour, and so these came out to about $1.86 each for a cost. So that's what I'll consider kind of use as my costing base when I'm figuring out what I want to sell these for. And again, I hope you found this helpful, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do this again next year, but I'll let you know how it turns out getting rid of all of these plants in the future. And again, check out the free downloads, my gardening community in the description box below. And if you haven't already done so and you enjoy watching this kind of content, I hope that you will subscribe to my channel. So we'll see you on the next one.